What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy today at the request of C-Car Guy. C-Car Guy, you wanted me to do MicroStrategy versus Bitcoin, MicroStrategy versus Solana, but I'm going to one-up it a little bit there, right? We're also going to compare MicroStrategy to Ethereum and XRP, because you wanted me to do Bitcoin and Solana. Let's take the two that are sandwiched in between. They're obviously not USDT, but Ethereum and XRP too. So we're going to compare MicroStrategy to all four of those cryptos. I am aware, and I've had a few people, just a few, right, who have commented things basically saying that I'm not talking about the fundamentals, I'm not talking about the QQQ or the NASDAQ listing or any of that stuff. You guys, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care. I don't care. That's not what technical analysis is about. If you walked into a trading desk and you were talking about how big the news was, they would laugh at you. I'm not going to laugh at you. I'm not that guy, but they would laugh at you, right? It's not stuff that matters. There's an old saying in the TA world that says, "Show me the charts and I'll tell you the news," right? I didn't need this bullish news on MicroStrategy. I didn't need to know they're getting listed on the NASDAQ to know that they were going to pump. We knew that. We had the consolidation phase. We knew that, right? We literally knew that, you guys. I literally, with my grandfather, I keep saying literally, I'm like Chris Traeger from Parks and Rec. From a high to a low, I told my grandfather that once we broke above $200, we weren't stopping at least till $300, and we had a solid chance to go all the way up to $476 or even $604, right? I definitely did expect we'd stop at $300, but we exceeded that, right? And this was months before any of the bullish stuff is going on now, right? You didn't need that to know it was going up. You just needed technical analysis, right? I didn't need to know the fundamentals. So I'm getting off on this whole thing to say, for anybody out there that's hung up on the fact that I don't talk about fundamentals, I'll talk about them sometimes when I think it's important. Most of the time, it's there to distract you. They say, show me the charts, I'll tell you the news, for a reason, right? The news will distract you. Most of the time, you hear bullish things at the top. It's no surprise that all these bullish things are happening. And obviously, the NASDAQ listing, it probably is only going to happen as you get something that's raising in market cap, obviously. Okay, but that's beside the point. All right, I'm getting off on a whole tangent here. Let me plug this thing in. Let's just do some TA. I'm just trying to say, guys, I don't need to know anything about this project. I don't need to know anything about the fundamentals. I don't need to know anything about the news. I need to know the price action, right? That's all it is. And here's how I validate that. You ready? Here's how I validate it. We're gonna take some random things, right? They're pretty random. We're gonna take this random high to this random low. It's not so random. You look at it, it's a very discernible high and discernible low. We're gonna take that, measure it out with our fibs, and would you look at this? Holy crap, man. You literally tipped the 2886. Maybe that's a coincidence that you tipped that exact price to a T. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe it's also a coincidence that you pulled all the way back down. That was the end of your bull cycle. You pulled all the way back down. Your bear cycle found its lows in the white zone, the golden ratio, literally right there, technically down to the 0.5 to be completely fair. But you get the point, right? You don't need fundamentals to analyze this stuff, right? And it's not perfect. It's not a perfect science, but neither is fundamental analysis, right? High to low here, you literally tipped your 1618 golden extension right there. You tipped it perfectly. It couldn't be better in your best dreams. You literally tipped it. So, and you didn't need fundamental analysis for this, right? You're consolidating above your 886. All throughout this time, I was saying how bullish of a look this meant, and that we would likely not stop here. We would at least go here, if not higher, right? Because generally, whenever you consolidate right above, right at your 886 like this, you're going to see an impressive move up. That's just very normal fib stuff. The news didn't tell me that. The fundamentals, the whatever, nothing. I didn't read shit. I didn't read an article. I didn't spend any time looking up anything about MicroStrategy or Michael Saylor. What made me think that we were going to at least go here and not stop here was the fibs, was what I know about fibs. Nothing about this stock, just fibs. You don't need to know things. All right, I'm going off. I'm going off. I'm going to stop going off. Let's do what we all came here to do and do some TA. So MicroStrategy, I do believe, is going to continue to move higher. Absolutely, I do. I know some of you were thrown off because 4 days ago, I was talking about it going down, and then yesterday, literally at the day's close before today opened, I was saying we'd probably move up. I literally in yesterday's video, I was like, and here, man, I didn't need to know any fundamentals there either, right? I went off of the TA. I said that we were probably going to find support there, right? And the TA, even in this chart, actually does to me, it does look like we'd want to go down. We had all the reasons to go down, but we just didn't do it. And whenever you have the reasons to go down, but you just can't seem to do it, generally that means you're not going to. You're just going to go up. If you go back and you measure every single drop that we've had in MicroStrategy this cycle, well, maybe not those drops, I'm sorry, like maybe on a weekly basis it's more significant. Yeah, you go back and you measure all these drops, they're anything from a 35% drop to a 40% drop, right? That's what we've had each time that we've dropped. I'm not going to measure all of them, but even these drops back here, right? 35 to 40%. This one was a little bit larger, and it was in a larger consolidation phase. So I threw that one out because I'm thinking we're not going to have a large consolidation phase here. It's probably going to be a smaller consolidation phase like what we've seen here. My assumption is we'd probably drop 35 to 40% because that's what we've seen this whole cycle. Well, boom, high to low, we dropped 35 to 40%. Seeing that alone, and that's the most, this is some of the most basic TA. You could be a monkey, man, and you could do this, right? I feel like a monkey, right? People say you're so smart, or oh, you did so good. I'm like that's nice, but like really I feel like I'm just a trained monkey. I don't feel like a scientist or like I'm sophisticated with the stuff at all. I'm just a chart monkey, and I'll say that a lot of the time actually when people compliment me. I'm like, oh, thank you, I'm just a chart monkey. But high to low, we figured out that from a high to low, the price normally went 35 to 40%. So that simple metric alone is what made me think we're done consolidating. We don't need to consolidate anymore, or we're done moving lower, I should say. We don't need to move lower anymore. Pair that with the fact that we had volume increasing here and we were moving down, but then volume died off as we were getting to the lows. It made me think we've got the reasons to go lower, but we just won't go lower. Of course, we're going to bounce here. So I'm going off on this whole explanation. I'm kind of reiterating what I've said over the last 24 hours because I don't think we're going lower anymore. I want to make that very abundantly clear. I thought I made it clear in yesterday's video. Very abundantly clear. If anybody is making plays off of my calls, that's up to you, right? It's up to you. It's up to you to buy. It's up to you to sell. It's not me who's buying. It's not me who's selling. It's you. You're the one in charge of it, okay? If you sold down here because you watched a video of mine saying that we would go lower, that's on you, right? Because the actual video that I made saying that we're going higher is here, right? If you're going to make plays based off my calls, then stick with the program, right? Watch everything whenever it comes out. And you shouldn't be making plays off my calls. You should be making plays off your own decisions, maybe using my opinions to compare notes, let's say, right? I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial expert. I'm not telling anybody what to do. I just offer my opinions. That's all this is, right? But at no point throughout any of this, even whenever I was calling for the price to go below 280, 290, whatever it was, at no point was I saying sell. It's never a good time to sell, guys, especially whenever we have significantly higher targets, right? We're at $411 right now. I don't care if I call for the price to go down to $245. That does not mean sell here. That means you wait and you buy more. And the reason why you wait is because if it goes lower, cool, you can throw a little bit of extra cash in there. You can buy it. It's going to come back anyway, so you don't have to worry about it. But you don't sell because just in case it's like, I'm going to go down. Just kidding. You don't want to sell. You don't want to play that game, right? It's not worth it. Why sell here for something that might happen whenever you could just hold, and what will happen is inevitable, right? Inevitable. Whether we go down first or we go up first, it's inevitable. So why try to play the game? Don't play the game. And if you are playing the game, and you're using me to do it, okay, then watch all the videos. If you're gonna sell because of a negative video I make, you better be fucking on it so that whenever I make a bullish video, you don't miss the buyback option, because that's how it is. People think they're so smart if they sell the exact top, but did you buy back in? Did you get the low you're looking for, or did the price take off without you? You feel smart for the days, for the weeks that it happens, but then the price is up here. I don't care if you sold that exact top. You feel dumb up here now, don't you? That you didn't have the price, you didn't hold it. Meanwhile, the guy that bought this top, he might have felt stupid. But in time, he'll be validated. He'll be totally vindicated. I don't know what else to say. I'm being dad right now because I had a lot of kids in the comments, so I gotta be dad. But let's continue, guys. Let's continue. We're at 411. I hope nobody takes that personally. That's all constructive, not constrictive. It's all constructive. I promise you, it's all said with love. I don't want to see anybody lose money. I want to see you guys all make money. I'm not your guide. I'm not holding your hand. I'm providing you my opinions. I've done technical analysis for over 8 years. So what I say has some experience to back it up. But I don't have a crystal ball. I can't see the future. I'm not a prophet. I will be wrong. I could do I'm not the best at TA in the world, but even if I was, I would be guaranteed to be wrong at some point. It happens, okay? I've been on a hot streak recently. I feel like I've been pretty good, right? I literally up here was saying, okay, we're probably going to go lower. And then literally on the day that we were at the low, I was like, okay, we're going to go higher, right? I feel like I've been doing pretty good, not just with MicroStrategy, but with my calls lately. And even then I'm not perfect, right? Maybe 9 out of 10 calls or 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10, who cares? It could be 50-50, I don't care. All I'm trying to say is if I'm on a hot streak now, that means it's soon to be coming to an end. So the worst thing any of you could do is take what I'm saying on a day-to-day basis and make plays off of it, right? Even if it's working. If it's working this week, cool. It might not work next week. And then whenever it's not working, you're going to blame me, right? And then whenever it is working, you're going to be like, oh, he's God. He knows the future. And that's actually worse, right? That's worse than blaming me. I'd rather you blame me all day than think that I have some kind of key to the future, because I don't. None of us do. And I'm saying this with such a direct kind of attitude because I don't want to see people lose money. I've been there. I've been the person that was just starting out who was using YouTubers to try to make my decisions. I don't know shit, so if they say it's going down, I'll sell. If they say it's going up, I'm going to buy. And then when they're wrong, I'd blame them. It's only whenever I became a sophisticated trader or investor, and I knew it the whole time. But when I really accepted that, it was me who's making these bad decisions. It's me who's making these bad plays. I'm emotional as hell. I'm looking for anything to tell me to sell or to buy. And if all it took was a YouTube video for me to sell the bottom, it was never meant for me to get the gains in the first place, right? So if that's you, again, I'm not talking trash. I love you. I want to see you make money. I don't want to see you angry or upset or even confused in the comments. Even if you're not angry, I don't want to see any of that, right? I don't want to see people missing out on opportunities. But you need to take the reins for yourself. This is your financial vehicle vessel that you're on. You need to be in control. You need to take responsibilities, right? If you sold down here and the price is here now, you might have to eat that loss, and it's never fun doing that. It's never fun doing that, but you might have to if you want to catch the runs. If you buy here, you also have to tell yourself, price, we're at $411. It could move back to $367 and then pump from there. You have to be okay with taking a potential loss now. But at this point, the best thing that I could say for MicroStrategy without being dad too much longer and just getting right to the point is get in. Definitely don't sell. Right? The time to sell is here. Time to sell is not down here. Even if the price were to go lower, even if it dropped 50%, the time to sell is not here, because even if it went lower, you've got higher prices still on the horizon. It's inevitable, right? But you might not go lower. This is a might. This is an inevitability, right? And nothing's guaranteed. Anything can happen. I know. But if you want to get in on a MicroStrategy, you want to get in, you want to enjoy this next ride up, now's the time to get in. Don't waste any time. Don't waste any time at all. If it left a sour taste in your mouth, if you did sell and now it's pumped up and you don't want to buy back in at higher prices, there's nothing wrong with looking elsewhere too. But MicroStrategy from a high to a low went all the way up to the 1618, pulled back to its 1414. It found support. It literally tipped its 1414. I would expect that it does continue to pump from here, and it probably moves all the way up to $994 to $2,400, somewhere in that range. So you're at $411 now. I would think by the end of January, you're probably worth $1,000. That's my expectation by the end of January. Yeah. Okay, so that's MSTR. We compare MSTR to Bitcoin, to BTC, right here. Maybe we'll do it on the index actually. Index, comparing MicroStrategy to Bitcoin here. So when this chart goes up, that means MicroStrategy is gaining value versus Bitcoin. Whenever it goes down, that means MicroStrategy is losing value versus Bitcoin. This could go down, and both MicroStrategy and Bitcoin are both going up. Just Bitcoin would be going up at a larger pace than MicroStrategy. This could be going up, and both Bitcoin and MicroStrategy are going down. It's just if this is going up, that means Bitcoin's going down at a faster pace. Okay, this does not mean that MicroStrategy is gaining value or losing value versus the dollar. It's just versus Bitcoin. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, it looks like what you've done, MicroStrategy, is you've been in a consolidation phase since 2017 versus Bitcoin. You've been in this consolidation phase, and it looks like you're poking your head up. You're finally getting the recognition you deserve. You're poking your head out into the clouds. High to low, you're probably going to go up to about 1.3% of a Bitcoin. You're at 0.0041 right now. So 1.3% to potentially as high as like 2.2 to 2.8%. But I like that 1.3% because it comes in line very well with this green line. this 123 moving average. So I think you do gain value. I think that's going to happen. This is on a monthly basis. I bet this is like the rest of the cycle. That's what it takes, man. Honestly, you go all the way up. So through the rest of this cycle, I very much do believe MicroStrategy will gain value versus Bitcoin. Right? Monthly RSI looks great. Weekly RSI looks phenomenal. Daily RSI cooled off and it's ready to expand again. So I bet MicroStrategy does probably take off ahead of Bitcoin here. If we do MSTR versus, what is the next one? Ethereum. Maybe we can do the index chart there. Right, comparing MicroStrategy versus Ethereum. Very similar chart. Very, very similar chart. This, you guys, what's this called? Anybody who's watched the channel, you should know I love this pattern. It's actually my favorite pattern. It's what they call an Adam and Eve. It's a very, very bullish double bottoming pattern. And oftentimes, the most bullish ones actually do have a slightly lower low. But it's a super bullish pattern, you guys. Oftentimes as well, the Eve can be seen as a cup with handle kind of pattern. So don't be surprised if we could get that handle. Maybe Ethereum runs over the coming months. So we see MicroStrategy kind of consolidate versus Ethereum to open up 2025, and then it runs later. I don't know. But all in all, I'd expect some bullish growth versus Ethereum here, right? We look at this high to low. Nope, that was not it. The high to low would suggest that we see 35.8, so let's call it 36% of an Ethereum, to 1% of an Ethereum, or sorry, one exact value of an Ethereum, the equivalent of Ethereum, which is crazy because Ethereum, I think by the end of this cycle, has a chance of seeing a 20K valuation, at least 14K, at least 10K, but I think 14K is in the bag. It has a chance of seeing a 20K valuation, but let's say 14K. Could MicroStrategy, if MicroStrategy sees this versus that means that it would be worth what Ethereum's worth. You guys, holy shit. Like genuinely, is MicroStrategy going to be worth $7,000 or more? Is that going to happen? Because here's the deal too, right? I think Ethereum tops off in late 2025. Like very late, like November, December 2025. I don't know if MicroStrategy tops off in that same time. I would think it tops off before Ethereum. So if Ethereum's high, let's just say it's an all-time high, this cycle's at like 14K, maybe MicroStrategy tops off when Ethereum's worth 10K. But even then, it's worth 10K. That would mean MicroStrategy would be worth 10K. That's crazy, guys. That's really crazy. That's some interesting. I want to check MSTR real quick. Hold on now. 10K, man. What the hell? I think I'm the only person that'd be calling for that too. I mean, yeah, you're 2886. What the? What? Okay, so hold the phone, right? High to low, 2015 high to the low that you had in 2020. Okay, high to low there. Where'd you go? Directly to your 2886. And now you're telling me your last cycle's high to low, that same fib level, the 2886, is all the way up at 10 grand, which we just established is a very possible target for Ethereum by the end of the cycle, if not 14K, which we also established Ethereum would probably top off before MicroStrategy did. So if Ethereum hits 14K as its cycle end, maybe by the time MicroStrategy tops off, Ethereum's at 10K or around there. And then we're looking at this chart, MicroStrategy versus Ethereum, saying that MicroStrategy could be worth 1 Ethereum. That's crazy. And then that 1 Ethereum price by that time could be worth 10K, and we had a 2886 level right up there at 10K where our last high to low took us for the previous cycle. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of coincidental. Or maybe it's not. I wasn't expecting that in this video. I don't know. Let's just hold on. Let's just see how I feel insane saying this. 92 billion. 92 billion. Here we go. This is where the logic will come back. Yeah. So that already, that would make MicroStrategy a near multi-trillion dollar company. That would give MicroStrategy the same market cap that Bitcoin has right now. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me. So something's got to be wrong, man. So I'm not saying it's impossible, but MicroStrategy is going to be worth $2 trillion. Am I doing my math right? Right? 90. Let's just say it's 90 billion. 90 times 23. 90 times 23. 1,000 is a trillion. Yeah, so that's 2 trillion. Yeah, my math is pretty accurate, actually. I don't know if it's a $2 trillion company, you guys. Maybe 1 trillion, maybe half of that, right? Maybe instead of 9,000, maybe we go to, or 10,000, we go to like 5,000, which is still at like the 2,618, maybe, but that's still insane. I don't know, guys. Crazy, crazy stuff with this MSTR Ethereum chart. I'm gonna redact it a little bit. Either that or Ethereum doesn't see as high of targets as I'm expecting. But let's say MicroStrategy Ethereum, maybe it doesn't go to 1 ETH. Maybe we can talk about 36% to 55% of an ETH. Okay, which is still great, but it does look like it wants to grow. All that with this tangent that we went off of. Very dominant weekly RSI, very bullish trend that you're in right here. You're at the low ends of it. I think you move up. So we probably see MicroStrategy gain value versus Ethereum. I know I started this part saying I think Ethereum could gain value versus MicroStrategy over the coming month or months, but actually I take that back. I think MicroStrategy will gain value versus Ethereum here. Yeah, bro. Higher lows, lower lows in your RSI. You've cooled way the hell off. You're at the areas that you found support before. Yeah, when you were in this consolidation, you might not pump immediately versus Ethereum, but I mean like immediately, yes. But it might not mean that you get above these highs. Maybe immediately you pump a little bit and then you continue to consolidate the rest of this month, and then in January you break out from Ethereum. I don't know. But I do believe you're going to go higher nonetheless. So that's MicroStrategy versus Ethereum. I think it's safe to say MicroStrategy versus Ethereum and versus Bitcoin, MicroStrategy probably takes the cake. So now let's compare it versus XRP, and then we'll finish this bad boy up with Solana. Okay, XRP, we'll use the crypto chart and press enter. There we go. A little bit of a different chart here, yeah. XRP has been doing pretty well for itself, hasn't it? So MicroStrategy versus XRP, if this goes down, that means XRP's outperforming MicroStrategy. That's all it means, right? You can see here that you went all the way up into this gap, this very big gap that you had. You went right up into that gap, you filled it, and then boom, you're coming down. You got a little breakaway gap going on this month. Bearish divergence here in your monthly RSI, coming down a little bit off of that. Weekly RSI, bearish divergence there as well, yeah. So nice move down. You pulled all the way down to your 123 moving average here. Is that an area that you've respected? It's an area you've respected. I wouldn't say it's a line that you've respected. In fact, most of the time you do go just above it, if not just below it. So, I mean, you did kind of just go just below it. Let's see. I think you go lower. So I would think XRP probably gains value versus MicroStrategy is what this would mean. Is that accurate? Let's see. XRP looks ready to move, guys. It does. It looks ready. It looks ready to go. So I could see that happening, man. If XRP were to go, let's just see. Hold on. Because you're not at new all-time highs, but you're looking like you want to get there. Like you can taste it, man. You're above your 886. Bro. Yeah, you just found support on it. Yeah, guys, XRP is about to run, man. It's about to run. It's at 245. You're about to run, bro. You're about to double in price from here. MicroStrategy is not about, well, actually, MicroStrategy might double in price from here too. That's crazy. MicroStrategy and XRP are about to run. I would think MSTR versus XRP has lower to go. So I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with a lower call. Low to high. You could move up a little bit from here. Maybe MSTR gains a little value over the coming weeks going into Christmas, but I would think once the end of the month hits and going into January, I think this thing will continue to drop lower. So XRP, at least over the coming months, I would expect does outperform MicroStrategy. And looking at it on a monthly basis too, to be completely fair, just like I think MicroStrategy outperformed XRP in the first half of this cycle. And I think now XRP is going to outperform MicroStrategy for the second half of the cycle. So that's a bit interesting. I didn't expect that, but kudos to the XRP people. Let's finish this up with MSTR versus Solana. All right. All right, so kind of like the Bitcoin chart, kind of like the Ethereum chart, although this one looks more bullish. This has like a V-shaped recovery after another V-shaped recovery. It's what they call an Adam and Adam. It's kind of like you got your big bro Adam and then Adam Jr. here. I don't know. However you want it to look, or however you want it to be, whatever makes the most sense to you. But it does seem that this is about to break out to the upside. So, and this is on a monthly basis. This gives me the impression that MicroStrategy will outperform Solana for the rest of the cycle. It might even be worth 5 Solanas or 7 Solanas by the end of the cycle, if not at least 3 Solanas by the end of the cycle. And that makes sense, right? Because Solana might be worth $1,000 by the end of the cycle. MicroStrategy could be worth 3,000. I could see that being worth 3 Solanas. 5,000 being worth 5.2 Solanas, 10,000, 7.3 if Solana gets above $1,000. I don't know. And again, MicroStrategy probably tops off before Solana does. So, yeah, it looks good. It looks bullish versus Solana, definitely. Looks like it's about to rip. So, and I know Solana looks good too, like it wants to move up. So MicroStrategy just wants to move up more. So that's good. All right, I think I've said everything I need to say, you guys. If you like the video, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Do not sell just because I make a call that says the price is going down. Do not buy just because I make a call saying the price is going to go up. To be completely fair, we are in a buy territory right now across the board. We're nowhere near sell territory. Selling territory, you guys, is not at least until like January of next year, if not more likely probably March, April, and beyond. I'm not selling anything crypto related, stocks or otherwise, until August of next year, or until I see something that's provocative in the charts that make me think that we might see a shorter cycle than I'm anticipating. I'm open to that. I'm definitely keeping my head on a swivel, but don't do that, right? Don't sell just because you hear me or anybody say the price is going down. That's not what they're saying. Any sophisticated trader or investor will tell you that just because they talk about the price going down, that does not mean they're talking about it selling, right? I've talked about the prices going down so many times and I don't sell. It's not the same thing. If you want to base your decisions off of YouTube videos, that's fine. But if you're going to do that, do your homework. Don't half-ass it. Keep up with the person that is making the videos, because they just might, like me, make a video that's bearish one day, and then the next day they make a video that's bullish. And if you're not with it, if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss those calls. If you're basing your financial decisions off those calls, which is not recommended, right? None of this is financial advice to begin with. But if that's what you're doing, you should probably be on it. If that's what you're doing, right? Treat it like a job, because it is a job. It's your money. It's your hard-earned money, right? So if you're not going to do the work, you're going to watch somebody else do the work, and you want to base your decisions off of it. Be on it. That's the least you could do. Be on it. Again, I'm not talking trash. I'm trying to educate you. I'm trying to instill constructive criticisms that will help you. I want you to make money. I don't want you to lose money, especially because you're watching my channel. I don't want you to lose money. And the real reason at the end of the day, if anybody loses money, it's because of you, right? You lose money because of you. You make money because of you. I'm not going to knock on your door and be like, where's my 20%? Where's my 10%? Where's my half? Where's my fair share? So whenever you lose money, don't come knocking on my door being like, you suck. You're the reason I lost money. It's you. It's your inexperience. It's your probably just inexperience and excitedness. That's the reason you're losing money. And once you see that, you'll stop losing so much money, honestly. But enough of me being dad. The real gist of this story is that XRP seems to be the only crypto in the top 5 that will outperform MicroStrategy for the rest of the cycle. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, man, you're probably better off holding Sailor Coin. So I mean MicroStrategy. When I say Sailor Coin, don't actually look up the Dex coin, Sailor Coin. I mean MicroStrategy. You're better off holding the Michael Saylor stock, MicroStrategy. Okay, so I got nothing else I want to say, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. We're at 411 now. MicroStrategy is pressing $1,000 to $1,300 over the coming months. It's happening. So take care. Bye-bye. See you on the next one.